Hi, my name is Christy Baumgarten, and this is my research report video, Shopping During COVID-19 and Beyond. My fascinating idea is that the COVID-19 pandemic has changed the way consumers shop in ways that will stick around long after the pandemic is under control. How things have changed? First, it has caused an increase in online shopping, as well as an addition and expansion of curbside and delivery options. Why? First is why it's happened. Restrictions. State and local governments put into place stay-at-home orders and suggestions, as well as mask mandates. These contributed to consumers choosing to shop from the comfort of their own homes, which leads us to the other why of fear. Consumers were afraid of going out in public, being around other people, and most importantly, afraid of getting sick or even worse. Why it'll stick around? Options. Consumers love having different options. And online shopping and home delivery and even curbside pickup are all very convenient for shoppers. And lastly, comfort. Even as things start to ease back into the old way and restrictions are lifted, everybody will have different comfort levels. First, a background of the timeline of COVID. In late December 2019, at the time a mystery illness, which was later identified as COVID, began appearing in China. By January 21st, the first case of COVID-19 was discovered in the United States. 10 days later, due to an exponential increase in cases, the World Health Organization declared a global health emergency. By March 11th, WHO officially declared COVID as a pandemic. A few days later, the first restrictions began popping up in the United States, starting with the travel ban of non-citizens from Europe. California was the first ones to issue those stay-at-home orders on March 19th. By June 10th, the U.S. reached 2 million cases. By July 2nd, many states paused or reversed reopening due to a resurge in cases. Now, a little more details about the changes COVID has caused on the shopping industry. First, online shopping has jumped 49%. In 2019, e-commerce accounted for 8.5% of all sales in the first 6 months. By 2020, it accounted for 12.4% in that same time period. Grocery e-commerce also soared in March of 2020. As consumers panic bought and stocked up on supplies, traditional grocery store shelves were empty of many staples. This caused consumers to turn to online sources for goods that could no longer be found locally. Also, online orders for grocery stores jumped. Prior to the pandemic, online orders accounted for around 3 to 4% of all grocery stores in the United States. At the height of the pandemic, however, this number jumped to 15%. Not only did how consumers shop change, what they were shopping for changed as well. As restaurants closed, new needs popped up, and many were now working from home. Certain categories skyrocketed, while others plummeted. For example, medical supplies sales went through the roof, as did cleaning, food, and supplies for working at home. However, luxury items and travel items took a hit. Now, let's look at the leader of online shopping, Amazon. In 2019, Amazon accounted for 5% of all sales. However, when the pandemic hit, Amazon sales went up 60% and now account for 38% of all e-commerce sales. At a time when many small businesses were closing, Amazon, instead of having to lay off employees, actually added over 175,000 new jobs between March and mid-April of 2020. And Amazon is expected to exceed over $100 billion in quarterly revenue for the first time ever. These trends are expected to continue. While experts do expect these numbers to drop as restrictions lift and more consumers are allowed out of their homes, they expect the online shopping numbers to stay well above their pre-pandemic counterparts. Companies have hired or even plan to hire more workers, especially meant to deal with the increase in online sales. E-commerce went from accounting for 16% of all sales in 2019 to 21% in late 2020 or early 2021. Experts expect it to go to 25% in the next few years. A couple of considerations for these changes. First, this can make it harder for small businesses to make it. Also, small and even large businesses must have an online presence to stand a chance. It could also lead to a shortage of certain goods and services, while leading to a surplus of others, and even a decrease in local tax revenue if more and more online shopping is sent online. Finally, e-commerce does come with security concerns, such as hacking and other issues. In conclusion, the COVID-19 pandemic sped up an already changing environment, and those changes are here to stay. More sales will take place online, where Amazon already has a large majority of sales. Small businesses will need to work harder and trickier to stay afloat, and will need to have an online presence. Here is a list of resources used to complete this project.